Hey King here guys, and I thought I'd do a review on the latest Magi Chapter. I think we're 363 now. Last year, around August 4th, ironically enough, because August 3rd is my birthday as well. Last year, August 4th, we had an interview by the creator saying that the final arc was halfway done. Now, the assumption was that there would be at least, 30-40 chapters left. That time came and went. And it had, it would have been sometime early this year. That time came and went, and it wasn't over yet. And then obviously last month came and went as well, which would be the yearly anniversary since the interview came out about it saying that it will be halfway done. Still not done. Like the final arc is still going strong. And now we're on 363 chapters. In 20 chapters time, that will mark the final arc. That will mark the 100th chapter of the final arc. So with 383, the final arc will be 100 chapters long. So you have to wonder: is the manga going to end in 20 chapters time, or is the creator's objective to reach 400 chapters? Because I think after this week's chapter, I feel like we are getting closer to the end now. What happened? And what's pretty much going on is you've got Alibaba and Judo and Hakiryu taking on these angels of death, while in the Sacred Palace you've got Yugo doing these little hacking skills, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And at the same time you've got David's spiritual form in the Sacred Palace taking on Sinbad, with both of them trying to, using the hierarchy of the gods system to try and place themselves on top and take control of the Sacred Palace. And obviously Sinbad has some sort of pull here. He's got some sort of plan, some sort of trick, and he's obviously getting the upper hand. At the same time you've got Aladdin, who's going into the Great Dark Rift, which is meant to be David's real body, in order to find David's real body inside there. And then you've got Arba, back where these guys used to port into the Sacred Palace. You have to wonder what her role overall in this is going to be, because she's back into a little girl form. So you have to wonder, is she going to go and help Aladdin perhaps? Maybe we didn't see where she went. She's obviously not in the Sacred Palace because she came out with the other guys. So yeah, you have to wonder what the hell's going on here. This chapter in particular was very awesome for one particular thing, because you had Kogiwa with her people arriving to take out Alibaba, right? And as they were doing their extreme magic, something stopped it. Surprise, it ended up being Cone. Cone showed up at that moment and pretty much shut down her powers. And now he's there scaring the shit out of them. I mean, these guys are being influenced by Sinbad's spell to return to the Rook, and that brother shows up and he's still got that influence to the point where these guys are shit scared of him, and they're just standing there watching and not attacking with the abilities that they have. So it's like, whoa, and it's such an unexpected thing as well, because you wouldn't have expected his character to show up, but they do explain how that happens, and that's because of what he did with Hakiryu. Because as you'll remember, Hakiryu lost his limbs, and Cohen pretty much transferred part of his soul into, or you could make the argument that he took Hakiryu's soul and transferred it into himself, and that that kind of caused him to replace his limbs. But I like to think it's more of a case of Cohen pretty much taking part of his Markoi and his limbs, obviously, and giving it to Hakiryu, and that kind of has essence of Cohen's soul in Hakiryu, and essence of Hakiryu's soul in Cone, and thus that stops him from being affected by the spell, so it doesn't work on him. And of course there's also another character that he's brought with him, which is Hakiryu, I think. I get these names wrong. I just recently finished watching the anime and I still can't get the characters' names right. But yeah, Hakiryu is back as well in her Jin mode along with Cone. She's there as well, and she's not being influenced either. So that's probably to do with the fact that she had Gokyuken, but possessing her. So maybe the spell has no effect on her because of that. But you've got these two, powerful people there helping out now, and they're taking out the Dark Angels, and it's awesome to see that, because not in all this time reading this final arc did I expect. Not in this all time reading this final arc did I expect it to turn out the way it did. I mean, we had these 4 guys going in, doing these challenges for Sinbad to try and convince him. They convince him, and suddenly David comes out and starts taking control and being the final villain we all thought he was going to be. So now the whole role reversal was swapped. You'd think Sinbad was going to be the final villain, but he's not. Now it's back to David again, and yet Sinbad sort of playing his little thing as well. we do get the understanding, obviously, that David and Sinbad are now different singularities. I mean, David pretty much refers to Sinbad as a default or a broken singularity, I think. But I think that's to do more of a case that Sinbad as a singularity is seeing a different destiny to the one that David is seeing. And then of course you got Alibaba with his ability to see the chains and everything tied up to people. I'm wondering if he's this new form of singularity as well, because he died and he came back, he was resurrected. So yeah, that's a very unique situation as well, at least in Alibaba's, when it comes to Alibaba anyway. But yeah, you have to wonder how this whole battle is going to work out. At this point in time now, with the return of Cole and Hayuku, I'm just waiting for Morgiana to come back, and of course the other red brother as well, Kome, I think, the little kid with the large ass sword, I wanted to come back as well and help out. So I imagine we're going to get some reunions as these chapters go on. But yeah, the big question that comes down to the fact of when is this final arc, when's the Magi going to end? Because the way it's going, obviously I feel like it is reaching its end, because I think we're going to get Morgiana and someone else to come in and help out and battle the angels, and maybe some sort of final convincing from Alibaba and Cole and others to break people, or at least to break some of these characters from their spells so they can help out as well in turn against the angels. And then obviously a final battle with David and Aladdin, and obviously someone's going to have to help Aladdin out, so I imagine that's going to be Arbor. I want Yuna and Titrus to show up as well, Tidus I think, sorry, to show up as well and help out as well. I would really love to see like Magi versus Magi, Aladdin, Judo, Tidus, Arbor, since she's technically a Magi, to fight David, or maybe Sinbad will be the final villain. Maybe we're still going to get some sort of fight with him, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that moment has passed, and now David's the official final bad guy. But it all depends, like, because if our manga was going to be ending right about now, we would have gotten some sort of information, some news, but we haven't. So I'm imagining that there are at least minimum 20 chapters left, and if there isn't, if we do get to that point where we go past chapter 383, then I imagine 400 chapters is the goal here. If this doesn't end in 20 more chapters in 20 more weeks, I imagine it's going to be breaks and that as well, so maybe space it out a bit more to at least early next year. But yeah, it's very surprising to see this manga go on this long. Like, we all thought it was going to end now, but it hasn't. So what? Like, it's crazy, but I'm enjoying myself. I really am enjoying myself. I'm loving the turn of events. I'm loving this final arc. It is a bit confusing at first, but when you binge read it, you get caught up very quickly in terms of what's going on, and then for us, you understand everything that's going on, and that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, overall it's not as disappointing for me as it is for a lot of other people, I imagine, but I'm enjoying it. It's what I wanted. I'm getting it, so it's cool. I'm just hoping that we get an anime adaptation of this soon. I'm hoping that next year we'll get a season 3, so it adapts the next 100 chapters, and we get that whole history as well, and then we'll get another season 4 to adapt the final arc, because yeah, definitely need an anime adaptation, because it's been way too long, guys, way too long. And yeah, overall, yeah, that's my review for it. Pretty awesome chapter. Cole's return, just so unexpected and so cool to see, because he's such a badass, awesome character. So yeah, it's great to see him involved and helping and kicking ass, and like, yeah, it's just a great moment, one I didn't expect to take place at all. It's just now we gotta wait for Morgiana, man. Fingers crossed for Morgiana to make her big debut in this final arc and help out. Yeah, overall, guys, that's my review. I hope you liked it. As always, like and subscribe, whatever, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care and bye.